Guys, can you hear me? We got technical problems galore today, but there's an explanation. There is a great explanation for it. I'm trying to cover both finals. Noskova Pegula in Berlin and Fritz Tiafoe in Halle, which will be a little bit tricky from a technical standpoint. I had to download some software and okay, good, you can hear me. So we're going to try to make this happen today. I don't know if it'll work or not. We'll see. It took a while. I mean, it's like kind of complex, but in any case, we're going to try to make this happen today. The women's final starts at 10. So we will try. But in this particular one, I think it's a very interesting match. Not sure if you caught my analysis video yesterday, but there are so many great American players right now. They're not getting that much credit, you know, because they're far away from winning Grand Slams, but this doesn't take away from the quality of these players. And we have, and I'm not even talking about the women, just the men. But if you want to, you know, add Pegula, Navarro, you know, Tommy Paul, Fritz Tiafoe, we got Americans in every single final this weekend. And on the men's side, I think it's an opportunity this year to do something spectacular at Wimbledon. It will depend on the draw, of course, because if you're drawn on the top half of the draw, especially you know, and if you're in anywhere near center, it's going to be a huge problem. I don't care which American it is. But if they end up on the bottom half of the draw, I'm talking about Paul, Shelton, Fritz, Tiafoe, it's a huge opportunity. And the guy that stands out to me is Taylor Fritz. And that's who I have winning this match. Easy hold first game, easy hold for Tiafoe second game. A little bit tricky in this game for Fritz. But he comes through up 2-1 on serve. He lost to Tiafoe a couple times in juniors, and then lost to him the first time they played. But since then, he's beaten him 7 consecutive times. So he's got the upper hand against Tiafoe, and the most important match they played against each other was the 2024 US Open semifinal. That was such a nervy match. It was such a pressure-filled, pressure cooker of a match, you know. It was crazy. And you can kind of feel it as you were watching it. It wasn't the highest quality of play. But Fritz came through that one in a tough 5 sets. And I believe that's the last time they played. I would have to double check, but it would be crazy if that's the last time they played. I don't think they played each other since then, which is kind of weird. But that was such an important match because that would have been a US Open final for Tiafoe. Yeah, that was the last time they played. So that was the 7th time in a row that Fritz beat him. So he's got the edge in the head-to-head, but it's been a while since then. You know, Tiafoe has gone through some ups and downs since then. He had a difficult season last year, but he's playing so much better this year. He's producing consistent results. He's on his way into the top 20. I think if he wins this match, he will be in the top 20. So he's a player that's getting near to his top level again. And I think this will be a difficult match for Fritz. The surface is absolutely brutal because it's so incredibly fast. So you see a lot of tie breaks, see easy holds of serve. We saw this a lot of the quarterfinal matches. Fritz against Shelton, Zverev against Collignon, no breaks. And even the match yesterday, you know, where Zverev wasn't physically there, he was still able to hold serve, and it was 7-5 in the third. So it's a very fast court, and I expect Tiafoe to be able to hold serve here. But I think Fritz will get an opportunity here and there to win the clutch points and maybe get a break. or 2 and win this comfortably in straight sets. Tommy Paul won the first set 7-6. Yeah, Tommy Paul is so good on grass. One of the best movers on tour. And I think movement is so important on grass. We're gonna keep an eye on that. We're gonna keep an eye on everything today. There's Navarro, Boskova today as well. I was watching some of that. There was an injury timeout for Boskova deep in that first set. I think it was at 6-5. And Navarro ended up losing that set, but she won the second. Navarro turning the season around in a spectacular fashion after having struggled so much early this year, losing consecutive matches, but winning that WTA 500 in Strasbourg. Yeah, that was a game changer, you know. Simone, I'll open it for you. Here, you look outside, bud. Go ahead. Let's turn on the Paul match, and we're gonna also keep an eye on the Boskova match. Let me just check the score there real quick. We got Fritz at 15-30 though. Got Fritz at 15-30. 30 all. All right, 4-1 Boskova in the third. And let's just keep this Paul match running here on the other screen. Simone, what is it? You want to open or close, bud? Here, look outside. And be a good boy. Be a good boy. Nice hold there from Tiafoe to 30. On serve, as expected. Yeah, I heard about the blood sugar sensor. Yeah, I heard about that. That's tough. That's really tough. That's really tough. So they were saying on the commentary that he had a back problem, so that was false, I guess. And it didn't look like a back problem because he came back and it was serving huge. You know what I mean? So kudos to him for staying out there and fighting. But like I said in my video yesterday, you know, it's a missed opportunity. It's unfortunate that he had a, you know, health problem, but it's an unfortunate thing for him because I think it's an opportunity for Zverev now to separate himself from all the guys behind him. You know what I mean? But since this was more of a technical problem, that should, you know, it can be avoided, I guess, when he plays in Wimbledon. It's a nice return there from Tiafoe. We're love 30. Wow. Look at this. That is crazy. Fritz in trouble on his serve early in this match. Let's see if Fritz can get out of this jam right here. And Tiafoe, very aggressive play, comes to the net with a beautiful little angled drop volley. Love 40. Thing about this surface, one break, tough to come back from. So the focus on your own service game has got to be sky high. Ace from Fritz out wide, saves the first break point. You know, this time of the day in Halle, it's very difficult to see the ball because half of the court is in the shadow. but hopefully in 20 minutes or so it's going to be full shadow and the visibility is going to be better. Also, not a big fan of this super high camera angle. Some tournaments have this. I think the worst was Geneva this year, and Fritz saves the second break point. Tiafoe misses a slice backhand. The worst camera angle was Geneva this year. It was so high. I mean, it was like they shot that from the moon. That tournament. Not a fan of that high angle looking down. The lower the better. Hence Fritz with another great serve down the tee, saves 3 break points back to deuce. All right, Simone. Big serving from Fritz right there, and that's why he's so good on grass. He's such an incredible server. But Tiafoe had a chance there. That slice, that was an opportunity. He was in the rally there. Tiafoe is such an interesting player. He is so versatile. He has such good feel. He's, of course, one of the best athletes on tour. So strong, so explosive, so quick. But he also has incredible touch, feel, versatility. But it was always my belief that he should, play more of a power game, which he certainly does. He's got a huge serve, huge forehand. The backhand is really good. And when he puts pressure on opponents and plays very aggressive, I think that's where he's at his absolute best. And then every now and then utilizes versatility. But when he gets into the cat and mouse stuff a little too much, that's where he pays the price. I've in the past speculated that, Tiafoe, he said himself that he loves big stages. He loves playing the biggest tournaments, especially US Open. That's where he shines, and he's played really well there. But sometimes you can fall into the trap of playing to the crowd a little too much. And I'm not saying that he necessarily did this, maybe consciously, but sometimes there are players like that who will do crowd-pleasing shots, let's say. And I'll put him in the category of a group of players that falls into that sometimes in matches. But there's been a shift in Tiafoe for sure this year. And even I wouldn't just say this year, but just generally, he's maturing, But especially this year, I also do think that too much of that, can drain your energy and, getting too pumped up out there, and not a big fan of it. And I've seen less of it from Tiafoe. It's just been locked in, calm in the match. And then, once he wins the match, he lets it all out. And no problem with that. So for sure, some differences in the Tiafoe mental game, 30 love on the Tiafoe serve. Fritz up 3-2. Sometimes serving after you had love 40 on the other guy's serve, it can be tricky, but not in this case. Tiafoe rock solid here. 40 love. Big serve, forehand, inside out winner. Tiafoe goes for that big serve down the tee, misses it, second serve. And a love hold. There's so many quick service games in Halle. You know, the service game takes like a minute, 1 to 2 minutes, you know? It's so quick. That's why I said yesterday, it reminds me a little bit of the old school grass court tennis, you know? Not entirely, of course, because guys are still not serving volleying on every single first and second serve, but the length of points is for sure comparable to the old school grass era from back in the 90s. We'll keep an eye on that match between Boskova and Navarro, up 5-2 in the third. You know, Marie Boskova is such a solid player, so consistent, steady. I always feel like she's under the radar. There's hardly ever anyone talking about Boskova. But she's about to take the title. Match point on Navarro serve, 30-40. Fritz 40 love. Speaking of quick service games, we got another one here. Will we get 2 love games in a row? Fritz misses the first serve. Second serve. That's a phenomenal return from Tiafoe. Backhand cross-court return winner off a second serve from Fritz, 40-15. And Boskova does win. She takes the title. That's impressive. Another return blast from Tiafoe, this time with a forehand cross-court. Fritz can't control his forehand chip. We got 40-30. This is Boskova's 9th career title. She also has 6 doubles titles. Quite an impressive career. Let's check out her ranking, what it will be after this tournament. And Fritz sprays the forehand love along, and from 40 love, we're at 40 all, deuce. One second here. 1 second here, what is this? Wow, another break point opportunity for Francis Tiafoe. He had 3 of them in the last service game of Fritz. And this will really sting if Fritz ends up losing this game from 40 love down. A little fortunate there from Tiafoe. Tiafoe with a big opportunity here on the break point in a rally. Down the line backhand from Tiafoe. Down the line forehand from Tiafoe. Fritz hanging tough back there though. That's a cross-court backhand exchange. Tiafoe again with the slice. He makes it this time. Short slice brings Fritz in, who misses his little chip backhand. And Tiafoe with the break. Wow. Wow. That hurts. That hurts. Let me tell you. You're up 40 love on your serve, and you lose your serve. That's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. And that's going to stay with you. That's going to stay with you. Tiafoe with a great opportunity here to take this first set from Fritz. Tommy Paul won the first set. (7-6), second set 2-1 Cerundolo on serve. And I got the doubles. Hold on a second. We were going to check Buskova's ranking, right? Can find it. All right, there you go. She's 22 in the world. Went up 5 spots. It's a new career high for Marie Buskova. New career high, 22 in the world. An incredible player. Again, 9 WTA titles. This is her 9th WTA title. Under the radar, people don't talk about her enough. She's a great player, very complete player. She has that Venus Williams backhand, by the way. A very unorthodox backhand technique with no loop. Just gets that racket straight down early. Very similar to Venus. Tiafoe, very aggressive forehand. Fritz mishandles it. 15 love. Big serve from Tiafoe there down the tee. 30 love. Is everyone pumped about the grass court season, guys? It's kind of tough to compete with the World Cup, though. I'm sure people will be tuning into Wimbledon. I think I'm sensing a little bit less interest in general. 40 love Tiafoe. He's on fire today. Another forehand error from Fritz. 5-3 Tiafoe. Wow. That's a surprise. I recently read that Fritz serve is better than Zverev. Ewige Wiederkunft. Look, it's hard to compare. It's a different type of serving. I do think Fritz is the better server. I agree. But it's a complex thing to explain because Zverev's serve is very specific. He's got that incredible first serve percentage. He also high speed, but his ace count is low. His service winner count is low, lower than Fritz's for sure. I mean, we can look at it in the stats later, but Fritz is the more aggressive, more opportunistic server. And I think he will get more free points from his serve compared to Zverev. Zverev is more of a spot server. He doesn't go for the outright ace on every single serve, while Fritz is more likely to do that. So when you say who's better, who's worse, it kind of depends on different tactics, you know. But if you want to talk about stats, numbers, you know, aces, service winners, Fritz is consistently above Zverev in serve stats on the ATP Tour serve stats, consistently. I don't think I've ever seen Zverev above Fritz in the serve stats. And we'll check it in a second to see if what I'm saying is true, or if I'm, you know, if I'm just making it up. But I'm not making it up because I track this stuff regularly. And just from studying both of these guys serve, I've analyzed both of them. I've dedicated videos to both of these guys' serves, Zverev and Fritz. And I rate them both as one of the best in the world. But let's get into the stats, and can give you more specifics. Because the ATP Tour serve stats are great. Oh, hold on, serve leaders. So right now, it's a combination of different numbers. It's first serve percentage, it's first serve points won, second serve points won, service games won, aces per match. They also put double faults in there, and they compile all that data into a serve rating. And right now, actually, Opelka has jumped above Sinner. Sinner's been number 1 for a long time, but Opelka is number 1 right now. Sinner 2, Pericard 3, Fritz 4. Shelton 5, Zverev 6. So that's my point, you know, it's just more better numbers for Fritz. So let's check out aces, average aces per match. And it is here where we're going to see a big discrepancy, okay? So Fritz is 3 in the world in aces per match. He serves 14.1 aces per match. Pelka is 1, Pericard is 2. And I'm going to tell you where Zverev is. Zverev is 25 in the world in aces per match at 8.1. So what I was saying before turned out to be, you know, accurate. You said, somebody said the Fritz serve is better. You can make an argument that it is. It's certainly the more aggressive serve. But it's, again, it's different purposes of the serve. So when you say better or worse, it's kind of unfair, you know? I think Zverev, if he wanted to, he could get his ace count up. He could reduce his first serve percentage. And I think he does need to do that, to be honest with you, when he plays Sinner and Alcaraz, especially Sinner. He needs to definitely risk more in his first and second serve, because in a baseline rally, he's at a big disadvantage. So it's a little bit of a slippery slope, though, because then if the first serve is not working, that's where you're going to get broken a lot, and you lose matches to Sinner in straight sets very easily. So it's a risky proposition, but worth a try, in my opinion. And I certainly think that Zverev has tried this. Indian Wells semi was, he said this is the worst he's ever served, but I thought he actually applied the right tactics in the Indian Wells semifinal. He got destroyed in that match, but he was risking a lot, missing a lot. First serve percentage was low, but I thought they played the right way there. Fritz sprays the forehand long, but a very aggressive down the line backhand from Tiafoe. 30 love. Tiafoe, the better man in this first set. No other way to put it. Less mistakes, more variety, hitting the ball big, aggressive, serving well. Ace out wide for Tiafoe, 40 love. Three set points. Misses the first serve long, second serve. Double faults. You can afford that when you're up 40 love. Good morning, Super Dave. Are there stats for unreturned serves instead of aces? Yeah, I'm sure they're out there, these stats, but not on the 8. They're not part of the serve rating. Tennis Abstract has like a really great stats when it comes to everything. And there's Tiafoe with the first set. How about that, guys? That's incredible. Tommy Paul up a break in the second set on Cerundolo. Looks like Tommy Paul will take his second Queen's title. Americans dominating grass court so far. It's crazy. Guys, I gotta check one more thing. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to be covering both finals. The Pegula against Noskova, Fritz against Tiafoe. And it's going to be 2 separate YouTube videos, but it's going to be one stream right here. That's why you're seeing 2 scoreboards on the screen. Whether this is going to work, we shall see. It took a while. I had to install some software and stuff. It's more complex than you can imagine. But we're going to make this happen today, hopefully. But I just got to check on a couple more things in regards to that. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys? Wow. This is crazy, guys. Tiafoe with the break in the first game. And Fritz missing that volley on break point. Also that half-court forehand he had. An opportunity there to... hold on one second. He had an opportunity to put the forehand away, didn't. Tiafoe hits that pass through the middle of the court, and Fritz misses that relatively easy volley. Break in the first game, easy hold from Tiafoe. Looks like it's going to be a straight set victory. Who would have thought this? Very surprised by this result. Tommy Paul was up a break in the second set. He won the first 7-6, and now he's back on serve in the second. Huge hitting from Tiafoe there. Just too much power. All right, guys, we got to real quick connect. We got to connect the other stream real quick. So just give me a second. We'll make sure it's working. Well, now they changed the time. It's not at 10:30. Okay, never mind. It's not on yet. Might not need a double stream after all. Wow, I mean, Tiafoe just on absolute fire today. Unbelievable. If he wins this, he's back in the top 20. But if he plays like this, top 10. You know, what I found important for Tiafoe in this particular tournament was that match against FAA. Because he lost that heartbreaker to Arnaldi at Roland Garros, and he could have gone deep. He could have made semis or more at Roland Garros. So it was a huge opportunity for Tiafoe. Lost that heartbreaker. He was up 4-1 in the fourth, I think, no? Or in the, I don't remember now, but he was up a break, very close to the victory. Lost that. That was a heartbreaking loss. And if he would have lost that match to FAA, that would have been tough to stomach. Lose another one like that. So he came through that one, won 14-12 in the third set tiebreak, and that's a huge win, beating FAA on grass. That's a huge win. So now, playing some of his best tennis that we've seen in a very, very long time. That match against Altmaier was excellent. Absolutely no chance for Altmaier in that one. 1-3. And if he continues playing like this, like I said, top 10 potential. He's got it all. He's got the feel, he's got the athleticism, he's got the power, and he's got the versatility. And again, well, like I said in the very beginning of this, he is calm now, calmer on the court now, for sure. For sure calmer than he was before. Returning out of this world from Tiafoe in this match. Backhand return, it's like Agassi style. Hitting it so hard timing it so well. That's right. Tiafoe led with 4-1 with a double break. That's right. That's right. I remember now. Hey, Monique. Listen, I don't think anybody's a contender for the Wimbledon title. I think that's going to be Sinners. But like I said, it's going to be a huge opportunity for somebody to go in a final. And I made a video on this yesterday. There's a few guys with a huge opportunity, both Fritz, Tiafoe, Shelton. There are other guys as well, but it's going to be same as Roland Garros. Whoever ends up on that bottom half of the draw, and if there's Djokovic down there as well, I think it could be unbelievable. It could be so entertaining to watch who can make it through. So it depends on the draw. If Tiafoe, with his ranking, ends up playing Sinner in the third round or fourth, it could be third round even, yeah. It could be third round, actually, Sinner for Tiafoe. If he gets unlucky. Or if he plays Djokovic in the third round, when Djokovic is still fresh, that can be brutal. So he needs his ranking up, but it's going up now. Like if he wins this match, he'll be top 20. If he loses, he'll be, I don't know, 22 or something like that. Sinner may have some psychological baggage to deal with after the heat stroke. First and foremost, it wasn't a heat stroke, according to Sinner, unless they're lying, unless Sinner is a liar. If you think Yannick is a liar and he's not telling the truth in his post-match press conference, if you think that he went to the hospital to get examined because of a heat stroke and to get all these blood tests done and all this, I don't think it was heat stroke based on what I've seen. And the psychological baggage, I don't know. I really don't know. I cannot answer that. That's an important rally for Fritz right here if he can win this one. But he can't. There's too much heat from Tiafoe ripping that forehand from the corner and drawing the error from Fritz. Yeah, good point, Super Dave. It could have been a virus. Could have been something. I don't know what it was. But yeah, Sinner occasionally has issues with the heat too. But the narrative around Sinner and heat is so out of control. Huge serve from Tiafoe there, 30 love. And it will be hot in Wimbledon again. It's going to be hot this year, I think. Next week it's going to be so boiling hot in Europe. Like 40 degrees Celsius in a lot of countries. Just no chance for Fritz on the Tiafoe serve. It's just too solid. Serving so well. Anna, Sinner won't admit to opponents if there's a heat issue, keeping the cards close to chest. Listen, Sinner is not the only one that struggles in the heat. And I don't know if he struggles more in the heat than other players. Like, there's some players that probably don't mind playing in the heat, and others that don't like it that much. Certainly that can be true. But it's so blown out of proportion, this heat thing. It really is. It's crazy. 40-15. As another easy hold for Tiafoe, 6-4, 4-2. This is insane. Wow. Random tennis gal, exactly. The guy has won so many titles in hot conditions. Yes, he has. He's won. Can you imagine? Like, this guy's been playing tennis for so long. Juniors. You know how many times he was exposed to heat, and he's like obviously at the top of the game. I'm not saying it's not an issue. It could be an issue, but it's completely exaggerated, this whole thing. There's something else going on, probably. Maybe they're checking a lot of different things. I don't know what the findings are. I read a couple of articles in Italian, and I'm just hopeful that they'll figure it out, and they're working hard to figure out what's wrong. But there's another coin of the story where people think that the team is like, that he's not hydrating properly, that he's not unprepared, and everybody is like, has the solution for Jannik Sinner, as if he doesn't have the best surrounding him that wish him well, that want to see him get rid of this issue. And I'm sure they're doing everything they can to find solutions so that whatever happened in the Roland Garros doesn't happen again. Four, 3. The moments of collapse came during hot conditions, Nick. The roof, of course, saved him at AO. I'm not saying that he doesn't have problems in the heat. I never said that. He does. There's examples of him struggling in the heat. There's like, you can probably put together 5 different examples. Spizzirri, the Rune Australian Open 2025, Shanghai Greek Sport, that's 3 already. Of course, Cerundolo, if you want to call that a heat-related thing, even though Jannik said it wasn't. There would be 4, and what else? Cincinnati, and he was sick, so you can't count that. 4, what else? I don't know. I can't think of anything. I can't think of another one. So 4 times it happened. Yeah, he has some issues sometimes. Certainly. No doubt about it. But again, I think it's the issues are exaggerated, because obviously it hasn't happened so many times in hot conditions and nobody says anything. I wouldn't even count. I'll be honest with you. Again, if you want to call Jannik a liar, that's up to you. But I don't think it was the heat in Paris. I'm sticking to it. It was hot that day, but there was something else going on, and that's why he went to the hospital. That's what I think. And he said afterwards it didn't feel that hot out there. But let's lock in on this match again. We talked about this enough. 15 love. Tiafoe is just like on absolute fire today. Ace. 15 love. It's going to be tough for Fritz to come out of this. Another bomb right there. Fritz hits the return long. 30 love. Another great serve from Tiafoe. Fritz can't control his chip. 40 love. It's just a spectacular performance from Frances Tiafoe so far. Hold on. Are we on with... hold on one second. Let's check real quick. It's 11 now. All right. I'm not going to need a double stream after all. This is going to be over rather quickly, this one. Kathy says a great thing. If Sinner had a problem with the heat, he would not be number one. Thank you, Kathy. It would be literally impossible because so many tournaments are played in hot conditions. And he's won so many of them in hot conditions. Tiafoe is like just serving incredibly well, 5-3. But, you know, will this hot weather in London be an issue for Sinner if it ends up being super hot, like 40 degrees Celsius? Maybe, because he had some issues. Like I said, 4 times he had a problem with it. So it could be theoretically a problem again. But then it could be a problem for anyone else out there. I mean, how many guys struggle with the heat in Roland Garros in the first week? It wasn't just Sinner. But we shall see. What a match from Tiafoe. I'm so surprised. Like, it's just the cleanest match ever. You couldn't pick one thing he did wrong in this one. Fritz with a couple of hiccups. Actually, it was more than a couple. He should have really lost the serve twice in the first set. You know, he's throwing in some mistakes here and there, but just Tiafoe, so clean. Yeah, Super Dave, why isn't anyone concerned about Alcaraz's problems in the heat or Djokovic's problems in the heat? Well, I don't know about Alcaraz. I think that's the times where he had trouble. Yeah, I mean, he had trouble in Australia. Yeah, you're right. And then against Djokovic, Roland Garros one year was hot, but that was more of a psychological cramps. He was tight, I think. But Djokovic certainly doesn't love the heat. I don't think so. I don't think Djokovic loves the heat. But he's learned to manage it. The first week of Wimbledon is expected to be 25 degrees Celsius. It will not be hot. It will be hot this week during qualifying. Okay, Fabio, yeah. That's good though, because again, like I said yesterday, we don't want brutal conditions, like completely brutal conditions. We want the weather to be nice and sunny, but not like 40 degrees Celsius, you know, because then we don't get to see matches. Like, we don't want to see a guy like having to retire. We want to actually see tennis. So, but if you want to look at the other side of this, I think, you know, getting accustomed to playing hot conditions is going to be very important, because it's only going to get worse, I think, on tour, weather-wise. So training here where I live, Southeast Florida, like living here, training here, I think a lot of the players that train here, they do okay. They do okay. And I hear them in interviews saying, I grew up in South Florida in humidity. It doesn't even feel hot to me when they go somewhere else where it's hot. So I think it makes sense to get acclimated to these brutal conditions. Tiafoe serving for the match. 6-4, 5-4. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Starts with an ace. I mean, the numbers are just out of this world on the serve for Tiafoe. It's crazy. It's insane. No chance for Fritz in this one. Not a hint of a chance for a break. It's just monster serving. Not a single break chance for Fritz in the entire match. It's an important point here. Fritz got into a rally and Tiafoe misses a forehand. If Fritz can make this game tight and make the nerves a little bit of a factor, that could make it interesting. So a huge first serve right here, very important for Tiafoe. Backhand slice again from Tiafoe, backhand cross court. Down the line, backhand winner. So clean from Tiafoe. Incredible. His backhand's been so clean. I remember he missed that one slice in that game where he had lob 40 early in the first, and where he couldn't break. And since then, he has not missed a single slice. The bad bounce for Tiafoe, forehand to the backhand side, and there's the victory for Tiafoe. He takes the ATP 500 grass court tournament in Halle with one of the best performances that I've seen from him ever. Incredible performance. Wow. I mean, this is such a surprise. I thought that Fritz was going to be clean on his serve. He wasn't. He had a few hiccups. Tiafoe took advantage of them. Returned spectacularly well, especially off the backhand side. And he takes the title. Incredible. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Very, very impressive. That match against FAA, that's the type of match you win that can turn your season around big time. And, you know, Tiafoe has shown good results this entire season, you know. It wasn't just this tournament. Like, he's played solid tennis. And he's going to be top 20 again now. You know, making the Acapulco final, that was big for Tiafoe early. He won a couple of matches at the Australian Open, lost to Divinar. Lost to Kaboli in the Acapulco final, then beat Kaboli in Indian Wells, lost to Zverev there, quarterfinals in Miami. That was a good tournament. I remember watching some matches there. He played well there. Had that brutal win over Menchik, 7-6 in the third. Another tough three-setter against Atman in the following round. Houston, he lost 7-6 in the third against Tommy Paul. That was a great match. I remember that one. Lost to Pellegrino in Rome. Pellegrino played well in Rome. That's not that bad of a loss. Lost to Carabelli in Hamburg. He played a lot of tennis. Then that Arnaldi match that we already talked about. Lost to Lehechka in Stuttgart. That's not a bad loss. Lehechka is good on grass. And now he wins Halle. That's a great season for Tiafoe so far. Really, really good. Compared to last year, way better. You know, he ended last year, just to remind you, he lost in Tokyo to Fucsovics, first round, and then he lost to Hanfmann his first match in Shanghai, 6-1 in the third. He lost to Struff in the third round of US Open. Lost both of his Davis Cup matches in straight sets in Delray. I remember that. Lost to Lehechka 3-2. Lost to Menchik 1-4. So at that particular moment in time, Tiafoe was in a dark place, you know, far from his best. Ended the year 30 in the world. So huge improvement this year, huge improvement, and he's at his best right now. I don't know if I've ever seen a better Tiafoe match, I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, obviously he's had spectacular matches. He's been on tour for a while now. He's 28. He's a shot maker. He's had some really great matches, especially at the US Open. But just from a mental standpoint, how clean this match was. There's not a single hiccup. It's just rock solid tennis, huge serving, not a hint of a chance for Fritz in this one. Incredible. And if he plays like this, like I said, it's top 10 material. It's top 10 level. Now, Tommy Paul ends up losing the second set to Cerundolo. And guys, you know what? We're going to stay here because I just want to see if this works, this double stream, if I have to do it again. So we're gonna switch over to the Pegula one, but while this one's still live, just so I know it's working, because I put in so much work this morning setting this up. Nick, could Ben do any better if he had beat Fritz? Well, listen, it's Fritz didn't have a good day. You know, all these guys are very close together in level. I still put Fritz above. I still think he's the best American player. He just didn't have a good day today. And Tiafoe played out of his mind. But it's close. Like between Fritz and Shelton, it's close, and Tiafoe is right there as well. So close between those guys. I mean, they're pretty much all at the same level if you wanna be fair. But I think like big matches, going deep. I don't know. Maybe Fritz, in my book, he's the best, but Shelton has the biggest potential, I think. But you know, you can make a lot of arguments for Tiafoe as well. If he plays like this, you know, he can be incredibly tough to beat. And you got Tommy Paul, who's also excellent player, but he's in a bit of a battle there. He was up a set in the break, won the first at 7-6, was up a break in the second set. And now it's 1-love, Cerundolo in the third, Paul serving. Oh, Fabio, that's good info. Tiafoe 19th in the live rankings and Fritz is 7th. Okay, Fritz, he belongs in the top 5. I think Fritz, for sure. Right now, who's 5? I think it's FAA. Hold on, let me check. Maybe it's Shelton. Let's check the rankings real quick. Yeah, FAA is 4 right now. Shelton is 5. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, with all due respect to FAA, to me, he's more, I don't know. I mean, listen, my personal top 5, of course, you put Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev, Djokovic. But Djokovic doesn't play much, so we take him out. So Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev. So who do you put at 3? Who do you put at 4? You can make an argument for, just level-wise, you can make an argument for Medvedev, the way he's been playing this year, and Fritz, Shelton. And an FAA would come behind them, in my opinion, and also behind Djokovic. But Djokovic's ranking is down to 8. It's just not enough points. Demonar is 6 right now. It's a career high. But he's got a lot of points to defend, Demonar. I don't think he's going to be able to hold that. And he's been very far from his best. I see Demonar dropping out of the top 10, actually. So right now, the top 10 are Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev, FAA, Shelton, Demonar, Medvedev, Djokovic, Fritz. Koboli is 10. Bublik is 11. Bublik is going to be dropping. This is not the live rankings. Let me check the live rankings. Where is Bublik going to drop to? Because he won this tournament last year. So Bublik, where is Bublik? He doesn't drop that much, actually. No, he didn't. Did he win last year? Yeah, he did. How many points? Yeah, he won last year. See, he drops to 11, not that much. But he does have a lot of points to defend, though. He does. Okay, so let me read you the live rankings because I was reading you the current rankings. Live rankings: Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev, FAA, Shelton, Diminar 6, Fritz 7, Djokovic 8, Medvedev 9. He dropped a couple of spots because he was in the final last year of this. And Kaboli still 10, Bublik 11, Ruud 12, Rublev 13, Lehechka 14, Musetti 15, Darderi 16, Menchik 17, Tien 18, Tiafoe 19, Basharo 20. So listen, this is the top of the game. It's quite good. Okay, like personally, the guys that I think belong around the top 10 is like Menchik, definitely. A healthy Musetti, definitely. A healthy Fils, definitely. He's 22 right now. Like the first couple of weeks of the clay court season, I thought that Fils was top 5 level. It's just unfortunate with the injuries. And then let's not ignore Draper. I feel Draper is top 10 caliber all day, every day, but just not able to get his body together and be healthy enough to play. You know, Draper has shown some incredible level and won a Masters 1000 title, was in a final of another one. It was in a semis of a Grand Slam. That guy can play, man. That guy can play. So yeah, top of the game, there's a lot of great players. It's very competitive up there. All right, so let's now see if we can get this double stream action going here, if that even works. Once this thing starts. But they're not starting yet. So let's start it anyway, okay, guys? Let's see if we can get this together. Let's see if we can make this happen. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Let's see if this is working. We're trying to stream 2 things simultaneously, so let me grab a separate phone here and then open up the other thumbnail. And we're just going to do a test. Okay, let's see if this is on. Yeah, it looks like it's working. It's working, guys. It's working, guys. This is incredible. Wow. I was able to figure it out. You open both thumbnails, and it's a simultaneous stream. All right, good to know. Good to know. Okay, guys. So we're actually going to log out. Actually, no. Let's talk to you guys until the trophy ceremony is over. Let's keep this going for a little while. And before we shut down the Fritz Tiafoe stream. But this is delayed. The Pegula Noskova match is delayed. It's supposed to start at 10. And we'll keep talking to you guys. I got 4 phones, I got 2 iPads, and I got a MacBook Pro. I got a lot of different things happening simultaneously, guys. It's an insane setup. It's absolutely insane. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, not quite to play doubles. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Let's look. I didn't even check the doubles. I did not even check that. Let's take a look here. Where is the doubles? Oh, okay, got it. I think she's going to play after. I don't know. I can't find it. It says here 11-10 double semifinal. That's wrong. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see whether Yala and Noskova play the tournament in Bad Homburg next week. And who will pull out of that one. Let's check the draw for Bad Homburg real quick. And let's check some of the draws for next week. Let's talk about what's happening next week. Okay, so Bad Homburg is going to be stacked. It's another 500. And we got Iga Swiatek, seeded 1. Navarro is going to be there. She was just in the final. She played at least first round. Venus Williams in the draw. Will play Begu first round. Will Venus be able to win a match? Iva Jovic back. Leila Fernandez already beat Bolter first round. Osaka is playing right now. Iyala is playing. She plays Mertens. She has a very difficult draw. She will play the winner of Osaka Fresh. That's going to be interesting. Iyala Mertens, when is that? Tomorrow at 5 a.m., I guess. It's a big tournament. A lot of great players. Stacked. Andreeva there, seeded 2. Now let's check real quick who's playing in Eastbourne. Paolini is in Eastbourne, plays Tatiana Maria first round. Ostapenko is there. Madison Keys, very tough first round against Talia Gibson. That's going to be tough. And let's check the men. There's a couple more tournaments on the men's side as well. Mallorca and Eastbourne as well. Fritz is playing Eastbourne. He's back. Fritz is feeling good. Fritz is healthy. It's going to be 3 in a row for Fritz on grass. That's incredible. That is incredible. He won Eastbourne last year. He's going to probably win it again, but it's a tough draw though. Altmaier is there against Kovacevic first round, the battle of the one-handers. You don't want to miss that. Cerundolo, what's the score there? Let's just check. Let's check that real quick. Pegula and Noskova haven't started yet. It's on serve, 2-all in the third, 30 love. So Cerundolo is playing Eastbourne as well. Fonseca is in Eastbourne. He had a very poor match against Hanfmann. Lost 2-2, but then he went deep in the doubles. So that has served him well this year. Look at this here in Eastbourne. Arnaldi played the qualies. Arnaldi played the qualies and made it through the qualies. 7-6, 7-6 first round qualies against Gray. And second round qualies against Samuel, 6-4 in the third. So Arnaldi grinding through the qualies of Eastbourne. Okay, before we check Mallorca, let's check the doubles draw in Halle real quick, because I have not been following doubles. Yeah, Altmaier and Fonseca were in the final. They lost. And they were lucky losers. They played qualies. They lost in the qualifying final to Galloway and Pierce, but made it all the way to the final. All right. Let's check Mallorca draw real quick. Tartary seeded 1. Struff Landaluce first round match. That's going to be a good match. Manarino lost in the first round 2-2 to Borges. That's surprising. Manarino is very good on grass. Navona against Sonego right now. Navona up 1-0 in the third. Navona on grass. And we got Nick Kyrgios in the draw. Nick Kyrgios plays a qualifier first round, and which could be a good one because the 4 qualifiers are Molchan, Polmans, Walton, and Jumhur. So it's going to be a tough match for Nick. And he plays, if he wins that, he'll play Davidovich Fokina in the second round. So can Davidovich Fokina win his first ATP tournament in Mallorca? Can he do it? Guys, put in the chat. Can Davidovich Fokina finally win this ATP title after he was so close in Delray, after he was so close in Washington, literal millimeters from the title. Millimeters from the title. In both of those matches with match points. Can he do it? But you know who else is in Mallorca? I almost didn't see him. Francis Tiafoe, seeded 3rd. Will he even play? Will he play, Tiafoe? That's the big question. But he's in a draw, seeded 3rd. And you know who else is in a draw in Mallorca? Tsitsipas, whose ranking has dropped to 80 in the world. He plays Buza first round, which is brutal, but I don't think Buza is that comfortable on grass. I watched him play. So it's winnable for Tsitsipas, that one. But tennis never sleeps. It keeps going and going. It's incredibly exciting. And then plus you got the Wimbledon qualies going on. So next week, don't sleep on next week. You know, next week is going to be, it's going to be super hot everywhere. 40 degrees Celsius. But do not sleep on next week's tournaments. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, our Florida Garden. I appreciate it. And happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. I wonder if Tiafoe shows up in Mallorca. That's going to be interesting. The Wimbledon qualies. Yeah, the Wimbledon qualies are, they're not out yet to draw. Okay. Cerundolo 3-2 in the 3rd against Paul. And where is Pegula Noskova? I've been waiting for this. Where is it? Where is that match? It said 10 a.m. Well, actually, it said, you know, initially it said 11. So I was like, okay, it's perfect. But then they changed it to 10, which makes no sense. It's a beautiful aerial shot of Halle, Westfalen. Look at that beautiful nature. That's where I used to live. That's where I grew up. Not in Halle, but in close, an hour away. In Nordrhein-Westfalen. Okay, we can log out of here and we'll just put it on that. We'll just put it on a different match. We might as well stay here until this starts, and just commentate on the Cerundolo Paul match. We might as well finish that one, guys, because there's still quite a few people in here. Please don't say that Tiafoe will challenge Sincaras. Who said that? I'm the guy that says nobody will challenge Sinner and Alcaraz. Nobody's even close. But they have potential too, maybe down the road. Maybe. But right now, I don't see anyone. It's a huge gap. All right, so let's focus on Cerundolo, Paul in Queens. It's 3-2 Cerundolo. Paul serving 30-15. I'll be honest, like last week, I didn't think I was going to be able to put this together, this double live stream. But now that I've done it, it's a good feeling. It's a success. Because listen, I'm not like some kind of programmer or anything like that. I'm decent, I guess, at it, but it took a while to figure out. At the end, afterwards, it's actually quite easy, but you did need to download a program for it. But now it seems very easy, but initially it was so overwhelming and it made no sense. 30-all on the Paul serve. You know, this is Cerundolo's biggest result in his career, which is weird to say because, you know, a lot of people think of Cerundolo as a clay court specialist, but, you know, he obviously is really good on hard court as well. And he's proven that he's good on grass too. I think he has a grass title, actually. He won a grass title. I think it was Eastbourne. I don't know which year. We can look it up. And a huge forehand return from Cerundolo, 30-40. He plays with old school racket, head prestige, and that thing is supposedly so heavy. Swing weight is like close to 400, I heard. And it's like just like a club. It's very old school. You don't see a lot of guys playing with head prestige these days. Second serve from Tommy Paul. Huge opportunity for Cerundolo here to strike. It's a nice backhand return cross court. Tommy Paul, it's good defense there. Wow, what a rally on break point. Tommy Paul with the slice and a crazy forehand cross court from Cerundolo. Just whips and rips off a slice cross court. So much acceleration. 4-2. Nicholas Massou, new coach for Cerundolo, I think. Up a break. Can you believe that his biggest title of his career is going to come on grass, potentially? Crazy. What do I think about Draper and Murray? I think it's great for Draper. I think that's a perfect situation for him. The number one thing for Draper is to stay healthy. It's the number one thing. 15 love on the Cerundolo serve. Guys, if you're here for the Noskova Pegula match, I'm waiting for it. I don't know where it is. It's, you know, it was supposed to be at 10 a.m. and then it was supposed to be at 11 a.m. and it's now 11:17 and still no Pegula Noskova. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on over there. There are no live matches going on or anything like that. So maybe it's raining. I don't know. Let's check the weather in Berlin while we're at it. Let's check the weather in Berlin. Yeah, it's raining, I think. I think it's raining. That's what it is. Rain. $40 love for Cerundolo. A great return there from Paul, 40-15. $40-30. This is the first serve, second serve. On before the singles final. Why not put that on the outside court? That makes no sense. No, they're already playing. Never mind. 6-3, 3-all. Yeah, they're playing on the stadium court. That explains it. They put the... Oh, it's actually Nosko is playing doubles. Okay, now I figured it out. Okay, don't worry about it. So this is not going to start for... This is not going to start for a long time because she's going to need a break. Nosko is on the court playing a semifinal doubles match. She's playing 6-3, 3-all. All right. That's crazy. It's not going to be on for a long time. And this is not updated, the schedule here. Okay, we figured it out. Oh no, you finally set it up, Nick, and the ladies are delayed. It's okay, don't worry. I'm glad it works. You need a Paul scoreboard? Oh, I can make it happen. I can make it happen, guys. I can make a scoreboard happen for Paul. Cerundolo is that in. Actually, get rid of Fritz Tiafoe real quick. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second here. Where is it? I'm just glad that I'm able to do this. So next time, it won't. I know that it works and I know how to do it. I know how to do it. But once this match is over, though, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for them. I'm gonna leave the stream up, and I'll just come back when it's. I'll just come back when it's when the match is playing, because I got some things that I gotta do. Okay, Paul Cerundolo. Let's see here. 1 second. It's a little bit of chaos here, though. It's a lot going on right now. All right, hold on. 1 second. Misses the forehand Cerundolo and add in. That's a brutal miss right there. Clipped the net too. Looked a little bit tight. Maybe the nerves will be a factor in this one. Maybe the nerves will be a factor. Hold on. Hey, 1 second here. Hold on. 1 second. You want to reset? Breakpoint Paul. What a forehand there on the run down the line. Right on the line. That's brutal. That is brutal right there. All right. What a point from Cerundolo there. Comes to the net. It's a good volley there. Paul slides into it, but can't do a good job with that backhand pass. Misses into the net. Add Cerundolo. Ooh, that looked close. That serve. Second serve. Humongous forehand from Cerundolo off a kick serve, and it's 5-2. 5-2. Let's actually take a look at Cerundolo's season. I remember he won that tournament in Buenos Aires. He beat Darder in the final, I think. Yeah. So let's take a look how he's played so far. So he lost to Svajda and Roland Garros. I remember that match. Svajda was on fire at Roland Garros. But a tough loss for Cerundolo there. Very tough. It was a tough 5-setter. It was in that first week when it was incredibly hot. Lost to Diminor first round in Hamburg. Lost to Musetti in Rome. Second round. Blocks in Madrid. I remember he destroyed his racket in that match. He was not happy in that one. Quarters in Munich, second round Monte Carlo. Quarters in Munich was to Zverev. Mahac, second round Monte Carlo. Miami, I remember Miami. He did not play well against Zverev in the quarterfinals. It was 1-2. I remember that match, but he did play some great matches in Miami this year. Beat Medvedev, Tirante, first round Medvedev, then Humbert. Indian Wells lost to Draper. And, you know, that clay court swing in South America where he usually does so well, you know, started well because he won Buenos Aires, beat Cerundolo. But then he lost to Tirante, second round in Rio. And then in Santiago, he lost to Hanfmann in the semis, 3 and 4. Melbourne, round of 16 to Zverev. Not a bad season for Cerundolo, I wouldn't say. It's not a bad season, but certainly if he wins this would turn into a great season. Biggest title of his career. He has, let's check the titles real quick. Cerundolo titles. So he's got 4. He won Basta 2022 Eastbourne on grass, like I said previously, in 23. He won Umag in 24 and Buenos Aires in 26. Those are all 250s. So this would be the biggest title of his career. But he's not quite there yet. He's not quite there yet. Paul 30 love. $30.15. Nosko and Pegula is coming to the court. No, they're playing doubles. Nosko is playing doubles. Or maybe she's not. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna lose it though. I just maybe the apps that I have are not like what is. I just saw that she's playing doubles. Where did I see this? My app going crazy or something? The TNNS app. That's the one I use. It's very good. I would say it's the best. But I mean, this is like absolutely crazy, some of the misinformation on there. So she's not playing doubles, is she then? No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't playing doubles. That was wrong. It's wrong information. Because here, look, just so you know I'm not crazy, I don't know if you can see this. Here's the schedule for Berlin, right? It says 11 a.m. Pegula Noskova, and then afterwards is supposed to be this. You click on it, and it says it's live 6-3 all in the second set. That's why I was so confused. So I'm still confused why this is on at 11:31, especially since there hadn't been doubles, or has there been? You know, I don't care. I don't know. I don't follow doubles. I don't know. I don't follow doubles at all. It's whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna have to be very careful with the TNNS app because sometimes there's like some wrong information in there. So in any case, I'm glad they're on the court though, finally starting. Which made no sense. Why would I put her on, doubles match on before her singles final? That made no sense. But here's match point for Cerundolo for the biggest title of his career. It's a low ball from half court, inside out. Paul cannot get to it. Match point number 2. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's brutal. A let court backhand winner for Tommy Paul. Wow. Netzrola. That's crazy. That is very fortunate for Paul. Very fortunate. And there's another forehand inside out winner from Cerundolo. That forehand is so good from Cerundolo. It's so good. It's so heavy. He's got one of the best forehands. Match point, Cerundolo. The third one. He can't convert. Kick serve from Paul. And Cerundolo hits a backhand return into the net. 40 all. That's a nice serve from Tommy Paul there. Serves and volleys. What a beautiful combo of shots there from Tommy Paul. Wide serve and a beautiful closing backhand volley. Angles it off cross court. Add in. Drop shot from Cerundolo and it goes in. It's a drop shot winner into the backhand side of Tommy Paul. This match is exciting, guys. We're gonna finish this match before we close out the Fritz Tiafoe stream and we hop back over to the Pegula Noskova match. I just want to see the end of this. Cerundolo wants this right here. He doesn't want to serve for it. He wants to finish it right here. But Tommy Paul is tough. He's, since losing that match to Feast, where he had 6-2 in the third set tiebreak, Paul has been coming through some matches that he should have lost. Echeverry in okay, where was that? Echeverry in Hamburg, right? And then it was Diminar. I would have to look. Diminar in Hamburg as well, I think. Yeah, Diminar in Hamburg was like a set and 3 love he was down. And he holds. Wow. All right. Cerundolo serving for the match. No, he misses a backhand cross court. Cerundolo love 15. Pegula and Noskova about to start. We're going to lock in on that match very shortly, guys. Noskova serving first. And Paul gives him an unforced error there. It's a ball that Paul normally doesn't miss. $15-all. That was huge at that point right there. Huge difference between 15-all and love 30. And Noskova starts with an ace. She starts with an ace, guys. Exactly where she left off in yesterday's match. against Pegula, 15-30 on Cerundolo. Serve. Anna, I don't know about the doubles. I have no idea. I'm so confused with doubles. Don't know if my app is giving me wrong info. I have no idea. It says 6-3 all in the semis, so I don't know what that is. And another backhand error from Tommy Paul. 30 all. That was an opportunity right there. Not as easy of a miss as that slice that he missed at love 15, but nevertheless, making it a little bit easier for Cerundolo to come through the service game. Misses the first serve again, second serve Cerundolo. And Paul misses a forehand long. Match point number, what is it, number 4? Match point number 4 for Cerundolo, I think. And remember, on one of the match points, Paul hit a backhand that it was a let cord. It just rolled over, which is brutal. So let's see if Francisco can get a first serve in. He doesn't. Misses it. Goes down the tee. Then a rally. Paul with the slice backhand. Cerundolo forehand cross court. Forehand slice from Paul. And Cerundolo follows in the forehand slice. Tries to come in off of it. Misses it into the net. Back to deuce. This is so brutal. This is brutal. Brutal to watch. Noskova on absolute fire right now. Absolute fire. What's going on here with the score? Okay. Love 15 on the Pegula serve with a volley winner, but it makes a return error there, 15 all. Second serve Cerundolo. Good forehand cross court, and Tommy Paul dumps his forehand into the net. Match point. What is it, number 5 for Cerundolo? They usually blend in the number of the match point, but I think it's 5. Let's go at 15-30. Small window there to get a break. Second serve. Second serve clips the net. Oh my God. This poor guy, let him win this already. Yeah, this is like the max zone. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like a max zone. And Paul rock solid slice again. And Cerundolo hits the forehand in twice deep. Like it looked like it was going long. Bounce overhead. And he puts it away. And he rolls over and he wins the tournament. Listen, I'm glad to see him win. I mean, I feel bad for Paul. Could have gotten 2 Queen's titles, but this is nice to see a guy like this. He played so well in this match. You know, I obviously didn't catch the whole thing, but I caught the third set. Was catching it here and there a little bit, had it running, but it's a phenomenal player and the biggest title of his career coming on grass. Second grass title of his career, so nice to see. Guys, we're going to close out this first stream, so thank you for joining me for the Fritz Tiafoe final, and we are now going to switch it over to Noskova Pegula, and we're going to focus on that. So I'm closing this first one out, guys. I will see you very soon. We might live stream some matches next week. We'll see. But for sure, we're going to live stream a ton during Wimbledon. So, guys, I will see you then. Take care.